Hello and welcome to Old World Soap Shop. Today I will be making a blueberry cobbler soap with the scent of blueberry cheesecake, but I am calling it blueberry cobbler, from Candle Science. It's a clean scent. And I'm going to be making two very small batches of soap today. So that is 18 bars. I just work in the small little loaves. That's just what I do. And I'll make enough batter for 18 bars to pour into two of the loaves, and I haven't chosen the color yet or anything like that, but I am excited to get started. It smells really good. And then the next step would be to make the bath bombs that match. So that's what I will be doing now. And I'm just gonna finish. I have a big pot of beans that you'll see in the background cooking. I'm gonna be working on this counter in front of me though, and I'm gonna get started. So I've got my coconut oil, my palm oil completely full. I'm gonna melt it down. I have my hyaluronic sunflower oil in here. And while this is melting down, I'm going to get my lye solution ready. And then I'm gonna wait a while until everything's within about 10 degrees and from each other and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Or 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so while my lye solution is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and get my fragrance ready with my clay. I'm going to be using 6% fragrance and more like 5.5 or so of 72 ounces. So I'm going to put my fragrance in here with my kaolin clay, and then I will get some oil and shade it the color of blue I want. So I'll show you what I do with that. Now I'm just going to pour a little bit of my sunflower oil into this container and try to get a nice blue color, because I'm going to have a blue swirl in the natural like off-white. There's going to be like off-white and blue, and that's going to be the color of this blueberry cobbler. So I have this turquoise teal, but obviously that's too turquoisey for a blueberry. So I'm gonna add in some purple and maybe a little brown and see what it comes up with. Okay, so now I have my hard oils, so the palm oil and the coconut oil at 155, and then the lye solution actually at 120. So I am going to, so I got, this is a little too hot, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is add it to the sunflower oil in a different, this pool bucket, so I think it'll help kind of adjust the temperature a little bit. So I'm gonna dump these in here and just scrape out my container to get all the oils out. And then I will end up putting my my fragrance in here with the clay. Okay. So here's my fragrance with the clay, and I'm going to pour it in here. Let's see if it's brought down the heat. So yeah, 120 now. So we can get started. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in my lye solution. I'm going to mix it, and then I'm going to pour in some of the, I'm going to just go to thin trace because I'm not sure, I've never worked with this fragrance before. I'm hoping it doesn't rise or accelerate super fast. So I will just try to go to a thin trace and then add some of this into my color. So we'll begin. Smells so good. I'm going to rinse this lye container out. Set it in my sink. Go upstairs, honey. I'm not done making this. I have my molds ready. Also. And this batch right here will give me 18 bars with a couple of sample sides also. This is a 7-pound container that I had gotten from where was it from? Nature's Oil a while back, and I just hold on to these because these are good for, like, if you want to do 2 of these loaves. If you're beginning, you can just keep this and know that you can fit it in these 2. I did get a couple other molds out just in case. I have these flower molds because anything extra can go in there. I think this is pretty much done. You do want to make sure it's fully mixed so you don't have any lye heavy areas, but yeah, this looks good. I'm just going to scrape this off a little bit. I will let this set up. There. Okay, so I'm going to pour some of this into my over here for the blueberry shade, that blue shade. It's mostly going to be white, obviously. You can see here. And I'm not even worried about mixing this completely. So that's good. And what I'm going to do is probably fill half of the containers with this soap batter right here with just the natural color. And then go in and pour some of the blue. From high up, the higher you go, the deeper it's gonna get in there. So I'm gonna go a couple times back and forth. And then I have this instrument that I just swirl around with. I kind of do like a figure 8 in there and swirl, 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 kind of bring it up. Go to the edges, a little bit more figure 8s, swirly and twirly. Bring it up. Oh, this soaks very nicely. You do not have to worry about ricing or accelerating with this. Okay, and then I'm going to pour a little bit more, just a little bit over the top, and then some more of this blue. A little bit more of this, all the way up to the top. And I'm just going to, again, kind of swirl to a figure 8. And then we'll go that looks kind of cheesecakey, like the design of a cheesecake when you run your knife through it to make those pretty designs on the top. Or you could stick with the name cheesecake, or you could go with the cobbler. And I should put a little bit more blue in here to kind of just in the center. Okay, very happy with that. It's beautiful. And you have more time to play with it if you want. You want to do like textured designs on the top. But this is good for me for now, and then I'm probably gonna fill one of these flowers. So now I'm just cleaning everything up, and I will be back in a couple days to cut it on this same video because I'm not gonna make a separate one. So it'll be just in a few seconds. But just know that I've waited about a day and a half to 2 days to cut it. So I have my family in the background right now a little bit, so you might hear them, but I am going to be cutting the blueberry cheesecake. I will say I have never experienced this in a soap. I know that, or with a fragrance, I know that with some fragrances you can experience discoloration and then it can go back to normal, so we will see what happens. But either way, I'm going to cut this today. I definitely need to steam it because of soda ash, and plain it maybe. because I want the beautiful swirls on top to show, but it has definitely discolored. There is a vanilla percentage of 5%, but still I've never had it turn. It's been more like of a tan rather than an orangey. I don't know if you can really pick it up on the camera here. But anyways, I'm going to unmold it. And it'll be interesting to see what it turns out like. So let's see here. So again, this is the the blueberry cheesecake. And it did brown for sure. So I am renaming this blueberry cobbler anyways, but let's see what happens when we cut it. Let's see here. See how bad it is. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not my favorite, but I can plane it. I can steam the tops, and I'm going to wait a few days to see how it turns out, and we'll go from there. So I will show you, and it's going to be part of the same video. So tomorrow I might just wait to give it a day and a half or so to see if the color changes, and also after I'm done steaming it. Honestly, it's not that bad if I name it blueberry cobbler and there's some brown. I mean, there's usually that crusted cobbler area anyways. So, but it's not my best. So, okay, so I just wanted to point out that I have used fragrance with vanilla before, but I don't remember it ever getting this brown. This is pretty brown, and the blue is not really showing up. Maybe slightly. It's like a dark grayish blue. That's okay. It's still sellable. Of course, it's still a wonderful soap. Now, I will say this. When you first cut it, I'm going to show you what it looks like, because this is what will happen. And if you want to make it lighter, you could use, if you're into using titanium dioxide, you could use that to try to lighten it up. If you're already using micas, then, I mean, micas have titanium dioxide in it, so really, you're using it anyways. So this is what it looks like when first cut. The sides have been exposed to the air. The insides have not. So now that they are, they will start turning this color as well. So now we know that the blueberry cheesecake from Candle Science will discolor like this. So if you want to avoid it, you can take some precautions. I am still going to steam this. There's some soda ash on top. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what happens sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to stamp these. The rest of these bars I just cut, then I'm going to steam them, and I will show you the final product, what they look like. I will say the scent carried through. It is a really yummy scent. It does smell like blueberry for sure.